Welcome, and here we go again. Now today I'm back for another Doctor Who video. I know I'm getting quite frequent at these, which is quite good. Today I am going to be discussing a bit more of a touchy subject, which is a rumour. It's a rumour that probably won't turn out to be true, but I wanted to explore it just in case and talk about what my reaction would be if it were true, whether there's any truth in it, and exploring whether that could be pulled off well if that rumour was true. As you can tell by the title of this video, that rumour is that there's something circling around that the first episode of Series 11 will reveal, first episode of Series 12, sorry, will reveal that there were 13 Doctors, a whole regeneration cycle, before William Hartnell, the first Doctor. That means that William Hartnell will not be the first Doctor, and we find a whole new mythology of the show. Now, these rumours originated after a press release thing, a statement from Chris Chibnall, the showrunner, that the first episode of Series 11, which is rumoured to be called Fall of the Regime, the spy big action-packed episode with Stephen Fry and Lenny Henry and Unit and a big cliffhanger and all that, is going to be the biggest episode of all time, ever. And that means bigger than episodes like Stolen Earth, Journey's End, Day of the Doctor, End of Time, stuff like that, which is quite frankly absurd because it's obvious none of the companions are going to die. Nothing too big could possibly happen unless this rumour turns out to be true. Now, the biggest episode ever claims apparently state that this will be important not only for the past of the programme and where the show has been going and building up, but also the future of the show, and apparently whatever happens will impact the future, at least the next few years. I've heard some whispers that Series 12 will start the big build-up to the 60th anniversary special in 2023, which, although it is 4 years away, it would make sense if they did a huge build-up for that. It would be really exciting if Chibnall did this massive arc through his whole era that could possibly be started off with this series. Now, where's the evidence to support this? There's no evidence to support this, so take this with a huge pinch of salt, and it sounds ridiculous, let's stay this. If Chibnall did this, I would be totally ashamed. I haven't got a high opinion of Chibnall as a showrunner or a writer. I thought he did a brilliant job on Torchwood and Broadchurch, but I just don't like what he's doing with Doctor Who. It just hasn't worked. But ruining your own era is one thing. Going back, ruining someone else's era, ruining the legacy of the programme is something else. And that would quite frankly be pathetic if that happened. And I would be very ashamed of Chibnall. It might possibly be my last chance with this era. I mean, I loved the trailer. I thought it was a brilliant trailer. I thought it was everything a trailer should be. But obviously the trailer didn't reveal what that is. Now, there are some things to support this in the show itself, I guess. Well, one main thing, which is the Timeless Child arc. Now, the Timeless Child arc was teased in Ghost Monument. Everybody thought, oh, this is going to be the new series arc for Series 11 that's going to build up to the Battle of Ranskarath Kolos. But it didn't, and that was disappointing. Now people are saying this is going to be the big arc for Series 12. I think it was something like Timeless Child was hinted by the cloth things in Ghost Monument, and they said that it's hidden and unknown even to the Doctor. So that could mean that the Doctor hasn't got any recollection of these 13 incarnations, this whole regeneration cycle. But I doubt it. I think this is a load of old horseradish. The other thing about this rumour is they say that all 13 Doctors will be female, just to make it clear to people that the Doctor has always been a female, so there's no problem with a female Doctor. That's not going to help. That would never help anything. I mean, I don't know where this rumour came from, but to be honest, we had a rumour a little while ago which said that David Tennant would return as the 10th Doctor in Series 12 and lecture the 13th Doctor on how to be a good Doctor. No, vice versa. The 13th Doctor would lecture the 10th Doctor. That's ridiculous. How can anybody believe that? And I'm doing a video here talking about the possibility of this rumour when it probably is. There's 99% sure that it's bull. So I hope it's not true. If it is true, I will be really devastated with what this show has become and what Chibnall's doing. So hopefully it's not true. Obviously they wouldn't tell us beforehand, and that would be quite a unpleasant shock when we're watching the episode. I think it would go really negatively. I think everybody would hate it, or most people would hate it. I don't think there's any way you could execute that well without annoying people. Series 11 annoyed me, but because it was bad, because the episodes were, on the most part, average to terrible, with the exception of maybe the Rose Parks episode and Demons of the Punjab. It's different if this happened, because it would be something that would tarnish not only my reputation of this era and stop me from watching this era, it would tarnish my reputation of the show as a whole, because every time I'd watch a William Hartnell episode I'd be going, this is lies, he's not the first Doctor, this is wrong. And it would just ruin it all. It would ruin the whole programme, all of the boundaries that were laid out at the beginning of the show. It would be disrespectful against the people who created the show and who had this vision at the start of the show. It's like what Moffat did with rewriting lots of things that people got annoyed about, like in Hellbent and Day of the Doctor and all that, but about 10 times worse. So yeah, it's probably not true. I think Chibnall, I'm not a fan of his Doctor Who writing, but I don't think this seems like something Chibnall would do. I think this seems like more something that Moffat would do, to be honest, and I love Moffat, but it sounds like something he'd do rather than something Chibnall would do. So yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments of what your reaction would be to this if it ever happened, which it won't, but you know. I'll be back soon with some more Series 12 videos. I'll try and get some frequent videos out now. I'm on a roll a bit at the moment, I think, hopefully, unless this has been delayed by a lot, so fingers crossed that we can get a lot of videos out soon. I keep saying fingers crossed at the end of my videos, but it's an exciting time as we build up to Series 12, and I'll be here with all the news as we get it over the next few weeks. Anyway, see you later. Goodbye.